Hi everyone, Sarah Weig, Director of Educational Technology here, and I'm going to show you around our Canvas template so that you have a better understanding of what it looks like and how it's going to work in your class. This is our lower school template. We have a different one for middle school and upper school. And this template will be pushed to each of the Canvas courses in the lower school so that you're not starting completely from scratch. So everyone's homepage will have this same banner on it for consistency throughout the school. And you will be able to edit everything pretty much except the banner and the buttons, which I'll show you in just a minute. So I'll show you around the homepage and then show you a little bit about how you can make your own edits. So as I go down, you'll see up here at the top, you will actually type in your grade level and name here. And then I have welcome to our class page. You could change that to welcome to such and such's class page if you'd like. And then you'll need to add the following information to your class homepage: a video introduction of yourself, and make some links here. So it would just say Google Meet link, and you would need to link your Google Meet link for any students logging in from home. Your class schedule, you'll need a link since everyone's is different. I have a link here to the weekly overview, which I'll show you in a moment. Parents Corner, which has got some information for parents. Class policies and procedures, you'll need to link this to a document because we really want to keep this homepage as clean as possible for students because these are the buttons they're going to be using most of the time. So here, if they click on morning meeting, it will take them to any modules you created related to morning meeting. So you'll have to type in there what you would like for it to say. So for example, if I click on it, it's going to take me to this spot where I have just left it blank. You would go up here to the right-hand corner and hit edit if you wanted to put any information here in morning meeting for your students. You could just put all your information here for any norms you may have, or you could link actual modules to this as well. So I'm going to go back to the main template. So I'm going to go back down to the buttons, and Writer's Workshop, Reading Workshop, Math Workshop, Science and Social Studies are all going to look similar when you arrive there. So if I click on Writer's Workshop, I'll show you what they look like. Under Writer's Workshop, I've got the unit overview. So whatever unit you're working on, you would have the unit title, your essential questions for the entire unit, learning objectives, which are your I can statements, and your lead from here connections. And that's going to be for whatever unit you're working on in Writer's Workshop. From there, you have two options. I have created these buttons at the request of some lower school teachers that were worried about younger learners not needing buttons instead of clicking on links. So here they can click on mini lesson. I have not linked these buttons to anything. So if you want to create a module for all your mini lessons, you just have one module that's kind of ongoing with mini lessons or different modules. There's different ways you could do this. And then you would have modules for practice, and then you would have assessments if you have assessments. Keep in mind that an assessment could also be a formative assessment. Any check for learning or check for understanding could be an assessment. It doesn't need to be for a grade, and that's something you'll need to communicate to parents, that assessment doesn't mean that it's for a grade. You will create modules or pages, and you'll link them to these buttons. So you'll learn how to do that in our training. And or you could just delete these buttons altogether and come up with a system that works best for you. When you go into edit, you can easily just backspace and delete all of the buttons if you don't want to use them. It's completely up to you. I'm going to go back to the template homepage here. So that's what it's going to look like for these five. So social studies, science, math workshop, reading workshop, writer's workshop will all have that template in there. But of course, you can use whatever system works best for you to get your students work to them, get their mini lessons to them, their assessments, and their independent practice. Now here in WordWork, I've just done an example because I feel like this is likely where most of you will keep your spelling words. You can have your I can statements. You can have your spelling words. You can have a link. I know some of you use Spelling City, so you could just make this button a link, and then students can go to their Spelling City from here. And I also thought it'd be nice to have this little Parents Corner down here where you let parents know when you're going to have your next spelling test, and maybe give them a link to fun ways to practice spelling words or whatever it may be. This is just an example. You guys can do whatever you want here. You can completely delete this template and create your own if this isn't how you would set up. But you obviously want to delete this part where it says use this page for information on the week's word work. Those are just instructions for you guys before you share this, or before the school year starts. You want to delete anything like that on this template. I'm going to go back once again and show you a couple more things. If you go to the bottom here, now specials. So what we're going to do is students can click on specials, and I have created a button for each one of the specials. IDE was technology. It is now innovation, design, and engineering. So we'll be calling that IDE. And these are the 5 specials. So this is very important. You are going to need to link them to the special area teachers' homepages that work with your classes. So for art, you'll need to link it to whichever homepage you need to link it to. For IDE, this would be linked to Cindy's homepage, for example. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions regarding those. I'm going to go back to the template and show you 2 more things. So here on the template as well, I mentioned that there's a weekly overview. So when you go into weekly overview, this is where you'll do something similar to what you did in the spring, where you would have a list of the things that students will need to complete. You can include links on here, but you don't need to, since those are going to be in another place already from the buttons on the home page. So it would be a lot of work putting them in both places. You can if you'd like. It seems like a lot of work, in my opinion, to put them in both spots. But here you would have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I just have some examples in there, things you could put in there. You can put whatever you'd like. And then upcoming, if there's a test or something or anything that students need to be aware of that's upcoming. And then past 2 weeks, you might want to link to the previous week's agendas. I suggest on this weekly overview that you create a new page every week and attach it to the weekly overview so that the following year, so this one you would title this page week of August 2024, and then you would title the next one week of August 2027 to whatever it would be. And that way, the following year, you already have all your weekly overviews to look back at, and you're not starting over again. So I would suggest doing that. And creating pages is very easy. If I go back to my main page, okay, I would just click on pages right here, and I can click view all pages. And you can see that I've actually created quite a few pages for you already, but you just go up to your add page and you can add a new one and copy and paste the template of the days of the week into there for you to create your next week's and just label it based on the week. Strongly suggest that, because if you're just deleting every time in the one that's already linked and starting over, that's going to be a lot of work. The following year, you'll have to do it all again and you won't have any of it saved. So keep that in mind. If you want to save pages, that might be smart. And then the last part I wanted to show you was that I created this link here to Parents Corner. So this is any information that is specific to parents. So I would suggest that you do a video introduction for parents that will be different from the one that you did for students on the homepage. This one would maybe include some of your educational background, some of your work experience before coming to Ravenscroft, anything that you would think would be relevant or interesting to parents. Then you want to include your contact information. You can have your email, your school phone number, extension, or parents can now message you directly through Canvas. And if you want that to be your main form of communication with parents, you may want to just ask them to use this Canvas inbox that I'm highlighting over on the left right now. And that way, anytime you log into Canvas, you would have a big red 1, 2, 3 based on the number of messages you have, and you would know when a parent messages you. And you could get the Canvas app that would send you notifications when you receive messages in Canvas as well. Or you can just continue to use email, whichever works best for you. Here, you would want to put any explanation of standards-based grading, things that they would be interesting to parents. Again, I suggest that you link it to here instead of copy and pasting it directly into this page. Like, try to keep this main page as clean as possible. And then here I've got some quick links, and you may want to put your standards-based grading under the quick links too, totally up to you. But grade level curriculum overview, a class schedule, your individual class schedule so that they have them. And then I also put a little note down here, might want to add some of your favorite resources, things that you are always giving students or asking or sending to parents, maybe any classroom norms that you want parents to be aware of. You may want to include this is your weekly schedule. Maybe you need to include some sort of daily schedule, a specials rotation schedule, lunch menus, whatever may be of interest to parents. I would include it here on the parents' corner and make them aware that it's there. So that is a brief overview of the template for lower school. I will not be getting into too much into how to do any of this yet, because we'll be trained. You'll be trained on that, and you'll have a chance to do one-on-ones with people. But I just wanted to show you around the template and give you an idea of what it looks like. Keep in mind that you will have plenty of opportunities to work on this and to ask questions over the next couple weeks. And I look forward to working with you all a lot more. The only other thing I was going to mention was that when it comes to these buttons here at the bottom, if in pre-K you don't have word work, for example, you can just delete those buttons. I put as many buttons as I could think of, or if you don't want a morning meeting button, for example, you can delete that on your page. It's going to be harder for you to add buttons back. I would probably have to do that for you. But if you want to delete buttons, that is okay. Just leave the ones that are relevant to your class. All right, well, that's all for today. I hope everyone is doing well, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.